Once upon a time, in a snowy village in Japan, there lived a poor but kind man who lived alone in a small cottage. One cold winter evening, he was walking home when he heard a soft cry. He looked around and saw a white crane caught in a hunter's trap. Its wing was hurt, and it was struggling to fly. "Don't worry, little one," said the man kindly. He gently freed the crane and watched it fly away into the sky. That night, as snow fell gently outside, someone knocked on his door. When he opened it, he saw a beautiful young woman standing in the snow. "Good evening," she said softly. "I am lost and cold. May I stay here for a while?" The man, surprised but kind, let her in. She stayed for many days, cooking, cleaning, and keeping the house warm. They became good friends, and soon they got married. One day, the young woman said, "Please, let me weave some cloth to help us earn money. But you must promise never to look inside the room while I work." The man agreed. She went into a small room and closed the door. For 3 days and nights, he heard the sound of a loom going clack, clack, clack. Finally, she came out looking pale and tired, but she held a piece of the most beautiful silk cloth he had ever seen. He sold the cloth in town for a high price. People loved it and wanted more. Again and again, she went into the room to weave, and each time, she looked weaker. The man grew curious.
Why is she getting so sick?
He wondered. He couldn't help himself. One day, he opened the door quietly and peeked inside. To his shock, he saw a white crane pulling out its own feathers to weave into the cloth. The crane saw him and said sadly, "I am the crane you saved. I wanted to help you, but now that you know my secret, I must go." With tears in her eyes, the crane turned back into a bird, flapped her wings, and flew away into the snow. The man stood in the doorway, heartbroken, watching the white feathers drift in the wind.